ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Merry Piratemas! 'Tis the season to sail the seas and walk the plank. For today, for this special holiday, we're showcasing 5 new quest mods from Morrowind, each with a piratey and sailfaring theme. For what fits the holidays better than a bunch of high seas adventures, swashbuckling battles, and undead spirits bringing you tales from Davy Jones' locker. I'm sorry, what's that you say? It's February, we've missed Piratemas? Well, that's fine, I guess. We can just have a happy pirate time instead. But a slight confession. This video was originally planned for September to celebrate International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which, as we all know, is September 19th. Every year for the past 20 years, I reminded myself to do something for Talk Like a Pirate Day. And every year I forget. At this time, I had the perfect plan, you know, I had a video idea all ready to go. But alas, it was not to be. So, bah humbug! If we can't have International Talk Like a Pirate Day, we'll just have Piratemas. I mean, Pirate Time instead. Look, any holiday can be a pirate holiday if you just believe in the power of eye patches and peg legs enough, don't you know? And for this special pirate time, we've gathered a number of quality seafaring adventures. From small tragic sea tales to big sailing adventures, we've got everything you need to celebrate the holidays, or holiday in style. And as a note, this is the first of a planned series of videos on themed quest mods, so stay tuned for more videos in this format in the future. As always, links to everything can be found just right down below, along with timestamps and mod recommendations. Also, just as a note, this video is tied strictly to newer quest mods. So, while there were plenty of pirate and seafaring quest mods from Morrowind's first golden age, every mod in today's video was released just in the past few years. We'll begin, as is only appropriate, with a mod by Billy Fighter, for no list of nautical seafaring adventures would ever be complete without that famed champion of all things pirates. And indeed, Billy Fighter has released quite a few mods that would be suitable for this theme. But I will begin with his first, and arguably his largest, Mudcrab imports. Like many of Billy Fighter's mods, this one starts out with a new location added along the coast, the trading post of Mudcrab Imports, where a tavern, shops, and a sizable tower provide docks for ships trading along the extensive coastlines of the inner sea. There's plenty of new goods here for you to peruse, but of course, this isn't the meat of this mod's content. Only the jumping off point for a series of high seas adventures that'll take you, at first, on a search for a missing ship. A lengthy questline that develops over time. You'll go from one seafaring adventure to another, visiting a shady smuggler's den, an outpost for illicit trade along the Azura's coast, where any number of criminals, vagabonds, pirates, and mercenaries deal in an assortment of wares, to combing the deep dark ocean depths for lost treasures, engaging in battles with ferocious sea monster beasts, joining a motley crew of scarlet pirates, and fighting off waves and waves of the undead, risen from the grisly depths of the deep dark waters below. Mudcrab Imports is a true pirate's delight, perhaps the best pirate mod made for Morrowind since the famed 2004 mod Booty Island. It has a questline that will take you to numerous exciting locations, a number of side quests and activities assigned, and lots of fast-paced action to keep you entertained. With lots of seafaring action taking you from battles upon the high waters to the dangerous sunken depths at the bottom of the inner sea, to new locations for nautical adventure upon land, Mudcrab Imports has hours of new content, and it really is just a must-have for any would-be pirate lover. But moving on, our next mod in our seafaring lineup is none other than Distant Horizon, a Chimera Key Flotilla by Volta. A mod that's just every bit as much a new location upon the vast Patamaic Ocean as it is a quest mod. For while there are, plenty of quests here, the real draw here is this scenic flotilla, the Chimera Key, a seafaring race of the Chimera that broke off to continue following the Prophet Veloth into the seas east of Morrowind. There's a fair bit of lore introduced about the Chimera Key entirely built, and this mod is a faithful adaptation of that lore, featuring a floating city upon the waves, though there's also quite a bit to find beneath the waves as well, as some of those aforementioned quests will lead you to. Unlike Mudcrab Imports, you won't be going on too many thrill-seeking pirating adventures of Distant Horizon, but you will get to explore a truly beautiful and atmospheric setting, one that exists in the exterior world space. And you can even sail to it, should you so desire, though you will need to plot a course way out into the vast Patamaic Ocean. Designed to be used alongside Terry Built and Thyatania, this mod comes with half a dozen new quests, from solving the mystery of a possible murder, to collecting seagull eggs, diving into ancient shipwrecks, and helping a scholar learn more about the Chimera Key. There's a fair bit of new dialogue here. And while it isn't a huge mod, if you're looking for a new tale or two upon the sea, with lots of atmosphere besides, Distant Horizon is a mod to satisfy both the lore nerd and the adventurer, and it is well worth checking out for yourself. Of course, no list of seafaring adventure mods would ever be complete without at least one actual sailing mod. And for that, we have Sails and Sails by the Dark Sisterhood. And not only does this mod add new sailing mechanics to Morrowind, with vessels for you to ply the waves with, but it's also the largest quest mod on this list, with some 20 quests for you to go on, traveling from port to port, picking up merchandise and crew, and going on new adventures. It all starts out in Ardvelothi, where you'll meet a swashbuckling captain looking for a crew. Unfortunately for him, he won't be captain for very long, as the opening quest here will see a band of pirates take over the ship, and you'll have to fight them off before taking over the reins as captain yourself. With a ship in hand, you can begin your adventure as a high seas mercantile captain, sailing to different ports, making connections with merchants, acquiring cargo, buying low and selling high from town to town, with new shipmates to bring on board, several of which have their own personal quests. And thanks to that real-time sailing, you'll be able to visit all sorts of locations by sailing there yourself. From the ports and harbours that Terry built, to far-off Thyatania, or Solstein, or just any other new location. If you want to sail to Anvil, you can! There's also new animated rowboats and skiffs for you to ply the waves with. So for any swashbuckling sailor with their salt, this mod is certainly just a must-have, both for new quests and adventures, and new gameplay mechanics. Our next adventure takes us not out to sea, but to land, with another Billy Fighter quest mod that, like seemingly all Billy Fighter mods, has a seafarer's charm. For not all tales are strictly out on the open waves. Sometimes you've got to come to port. And what better place to come to than a new pirate-themed tavern by the sea? For yes indeed, our next mod is Sea Dog Tavern by Billy Fighter. Named after the Bethesda-published pirate RPG, this mod adds a new location for you to find on the coast of the Grayslands. A tavern with a dock where you can come to port, grab a drink, and join the dance of merry pirates upon the deck. The tavern sits by itself along the coast of the southern Grayslands, just south of Endorian. And like all taverns, it serves all manner of drinks, with a hearty party just well underway with song and dance. There's even a few new merchants here that sell you just all sorts of pirate-related clothing.
Are you in need of my service?
But of course, you know, the real meat here is a quest and a dungeon. For the tavern owner needs help in clearing out the cellar, a hive of caverns filled with the undead. It's a good mid-sized dungeon romp, ideal for mid-level characters. And at the end, what should you find but an ancient pirate shipwreck buried underground in a massive cavernous chamber? The quest itself is, pretty straightforward, but, the dungeon has just a lovely amount of that sweet bidicality. And it is a fine little adventurous delve for any seafaring captain. But moving on to our final mod, we also come to our smallest, with Troubled Waters by Globe Malo. A simple and short little quest mod that begins in the village of Cole, with a dispute between a captain and his business partner. It seems the captain's ship was lost at sea, and now the Imperial is refusing to pay. But maybe there's just a bit more to this story. Aside from the quest, there's also a new location, a shipwreck south of Aldredania, a capsized vessel with a toppled mast, a rather just atmospheric wreck that hides a mystery within its holds. And while this is a short quest, there's more here than meets the eye, with multiple potential endings. Originally released for one of the Winter Mod Jams, Troubled Waters is just a fantastic little adventure, with a new seafaring location that you could, if you wanted to, sail to aboard your own ship. And it is just a decent bit of fun on its own. But that's it for our high seas adventures. At least, for now. Devil knows there's plenty more pirate-themed quest mods out there, but we'll have to leave those for just another time. Tune in next time for a themed episode on quest mods for the Tribunal Temple. And until then, as always, links are just right down below. And real quick, I would just like to take a moment to thank our patrons, including Aesthetic JMac, Alderall, Alexos, Area 5/SymbolMe, Billy Fighter, Carter Canterbury, Kiwi, Cyprinius, Danae, Daliant, Danina, Dennis418, Exovian, Yame Alcazo Castornau, Julian, Corridor, Langastier, Lord Brinny, Macbone, Melchior Dog, Mercury Bard, Merlord, Michael, Mr. the Joshman, Knock Cascade, Old Navy Twidget, Upper Jack, or Mr. Bard, Porcuse, Pobioholo, Raven Talon, Arfuso, Rissalith, Sand Gentleman, Shadowban Schwein, Shooter, Soka Cat, Stiff Kitten, Talvani with 8,000 nicknames, Tezrel, Two-Timing Trauma Root, Tyra Rain, Voot and Xero Fox. If you'd like to join them, check out our rewards, including early access, behind-the-scenes content, and access to polls to, decide what kind of content we showcase. Visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/MorrowandModding. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.